Hey, hello again. You are here with me straight from the heart. Welcome. And we are ready to have a new episode. And I am so excited because in this episode, I get to talk with one of my closest friends and the newest mayor-elect in Wyandotte County, and also our former leader. So I want to welcome, and you already know who I'm talking about, right? We're talking about Christal Watson. Christal Watson is not new to being the first. She was the first woman to run the Heartland Black Chamber of Commerce when it was KBCC Inc. She was a catalyst in us becoming Heartland Black Chamber. And now she is the first Black woman elected to the seat of mayor and CEO of Kansas City, Kansas, and Wyandotte Unified Government. Please join me in welcoming Christal to the show.
Thank you, Kim.
Oh, you know what? Now we're gonna act like we know each other because we do. Okay. Come on, let's get to the sisterhood now.
Okay, I'm gonna be dignified.
Yeah. Actually, this is straight from the heart, and straight from the heart. The idea of the show was that we keep it real.
Right.
We don't hold anything back. Some things that we say people won't like. Sure. And it's okay.
Yeah.
But we really want to get to the heart of what we are doing here. Why are we doing what we do? But today, I'm really excited because I remember when you announced to me, you called me and you said, I want to tell you something. I'm going to run for mayor. And I was like, and then he was like, I don't know, should I? And I was like, right. You should.
Yeah,
you
did.
Absolutely should. And I told you, I said, Christal, this is your time.
Yep.
And you cannot shy away from this. And from that day, I've called you Madam Mayor. And it was probably one of the most highlighted moments of my entire life to be there to witness the call to concede and then the numbers to come in. And so I'm super excited and proud. But I really want to hear from you first. How do you feel?
Oh, my goodness. First of all, I feel relief.
Yeah.
Because the journey to get to November 4th was a journey.
Yeah.
And it was constant because I worked full time while I was doing the campaign.
Yeah.
Literally full time.
Yeah.
So I underestimated the work, and it was very difficult because many people don't know. Well, maybe they do now because we won, and we won very victoriously.
Very victoriously.
But we had no endorsements, which is no major.
Yeah.
We got no endorsements from unions.
Yeah.
We got no money from development attorney or law firms or, I don't know, just wealthy people, I guess, or from the status quo. I got no public just support from many community leaders within Wyandotte County. People wanted to stay neutral. And at first I was told, wait till after primary. And then, all right, made it past primary because I don't think they thought I'd make it past primary. Make it past primary, and then there was no excuse. It was just silence.
Yeah.
And that was hard.
But so when you think about it, though, being on the other side of this, you owe nobody.
I'm not beholden to anybody.
You're not beholden to anyone.
And that is a great feeling. Yeah. So while I feel relieved that I don't have that day-to-day grind with the campaign and just the emotional up and down roller coaster I was on, because we also didn't have a whole lot of, I had volunteers, but it was difficult for people to get out and even help me canvass.
Yeah.
And a lot of folks don't know, Raina Park Shaw came over and helped me canvass. I was shocked. I ran into her and then she goes, well, what are you doing? Do you need help? I go, yeah, I do. I need people to help me canvass. And she showed up on a Saturday and walked the Piper area with me.
Awesome.
And
awesome.
It was only like 5 of us, right?
Yeah.
But I remember, Kim, one day I thought I was going to have a group. Nobody showed up. And I remember I was in my car in tears and just saying, Lord, how am I supposed to win if I can't even get out and canvas? So when I tell you we didn't have much, but
You had everything you
I had
needed.
everything I needed because I showed up at events. I went to the most unpopular places to win people's votes or just to win their confidence.
Yeah.
So that relief feels wonderful.
Yeah.
But then it feels awesome to know that all that hard work paid off.
And you know what? The funny thing was, I can't wait to go back because I keep trying to save all the different posts that I was getting from you. I was like, is she sleeping? You were everywhere. I mean, like everywhere.
But I had to be because I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to do that extra. And, you know, as minorities, we always have to work 10 times harder.
Yeah. So this is the question now. Now we're on the other side. And a lot of times, and most of the times, we don't really realize what goes into being a leader or being in charge, but not understanding that all the decisions don't come to your door. You may sign off, but at the end of the day, you still have a commission that you have to work with.
Right.
You have when you want to start bridging the gaps, you've got other leadership across the board, even the leadership in a lot of the spaces. You got BPU, you've got the police departments,
Right.
you've got the school district, and all of these people you have to work with. So a lot of times people think you can wave a magic wand and make everything right again.
Right.
So
but you can't.
But you can't.
Well, everything takes time. There's a process for everything. The beautiful thing is, I think that while there will be challenges, I'm very confident I have enough good relationships in every last one of those organizations you just spoke of that gives me a leg up.
Right.
And it will at least open the door wide.
Yeah.
So knowing now that I am mayor, yeah, that's great. But we've already worked with you. We already know your past. We've seen what you've done in the community. We've participated in what you've done in the community. So that makes it a lot easier for us to work through things and be more diligent about it and most of all intentional.
So I'm going to throw something out here that someone brought to me. They asked this question. I don't know why they asked me because, you know, I'm biased, so I'm probably the last person. But the question was, well, yeah, but what makes her qualified to do this work? I mean, yes, you know, people know her and she's popular and all that. But I mean, when you start talking about legislation and policies, what makes her qualified to do this job? How do you answer that?
Oh, it's easy. First of all, I've taken 2 organizations and literally rebuilt them from the ground up. As you know, back in our KBCC days, we lost a lot of credibility and respect and our reputation as a chamber. That was probably one of the hardest things I had to do. So I had to lobby, network, you know, pat folks on the back, you know, go above and beyond just to show that we were credible. And of course, that took doing what I say I'm going to do and finding that low-hanging fruit to meet the needs of others and not be concerned about us, even though we were in greater need than they were.
Right.
Secondly, I'm educated. I'm an educated Black woman.
All right.
And I've got a master's in organizational management, which is the study of people in organizations. So I feel like I know how to do that. I've been trained to do it. I have been trained to do facilitation and just work with organizations or work with project groups to get things done.
Right.
I've done Six Sigma, so I got a green belt in Six Sigma.
Come on now, green belt.
I've done process improvement. I spent 17 years at Sprint learning that and learning project management. So I have a very diverse background that very many people don't realize. And I've been out there in the game long enough to know. And then with working the chamber for 10 years, you learn nothing but legislation. And you learn about policy and how it impacts small business, let alone minority business.
Yeah.
So there are several things that I've been exposed to. In addition to, I'm KC Tomorrow alum. You have to be selected
Woo-hoo.
for that.
That's right.
I was Leadership Kansas. You have to be selected for that.
We've both been through that. Yes, yes.
And then I went through the Education Policy Leadership Program, which that really taught me how to solicit legislation and present before legislators.
Right.
Which that piece I never really learned. And so I learned that. Not to mention I'm a woman of influence. And last but not least, I was, 100, KC Business Journal, 100 Powerful.
Yeah.
And those are people who have, or who are power in their positions, but influence.
Yeah.
And so I think I've proven myself in more ways than one, and more within the greater Kansas City area and regionally.
Yeah. So one of the things that's going to be very, very good with your stepping into this role is the connection between the two cities, the twin cities, Kansas City, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri. I heard a lot of that discussion even during your campaign and also during the watch party. And it is so essential now for us to break that cycle of I'm not from Kansas City, Kansas. I'm not from Missouri. I don't mess with those people. I think that, and this is just a statement, I think that because of the work that you've done on both sides of the water and the connections that you've made over the last decade, changes how we see one another. And so I know you're looking forward to that.
Oh, absolutely. I am 100% looking forward to that. I am excited about it, and I am thrilled that because I have those connections, I can, well, I won't say we can sit at the table and work it out and strategize and be excited about working together. I think, so Sly and Reardon, I think, kind of really showed us that it can work.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they both turned out, or at least moved on, and we haven't seen it since then.
Yeah.
And so whoever ends up being the mayor after Lucas, I'm thoroughly looking forward to it.
Yeah. So we've got the Rock Island Bridge.
Yes.
That's going to have a ribbon cutting on Thursday, is it?
Yeah.
No, tomorrow.
No, yeah.
The 11th.
The
tomorrow.
11th.
That is going to be an exciting time. Here's a bridge that is really literally a tangible example of the two cities connecting. Not just a viaduct going over, but we will be able to walk across the bridge and celebrate and share. And there will be restaurants and boutiques and just so much to happen on that bridge. With that, how much more development do you see happening now on west of the bridge?
Well, downtown revitalization for KCK. Absolutely.
Yeah.
On the radar.
Yeah.
And extending that through 6th Street. There's a Friday art walk every Friday, third Friday of the month during the summer. That's phenomenal. And I want to see more businesses on that street, on that whole block, because they've kind of started something there that I think that we can really elevate to the next level. But then seeing more development in the Northeast area.
Okay.
We haven't seen much of it. And I know so many contractors that want to go over there and do work. We've got housing, over 4,000 land bank properties alone. And I want to be able to, we do not need to reinvent the wheel. There's programs that I think work very well in KCML that I'd love to be able to bring over to KCK to help contractors, help with capacity and funding and just resources overall. See more business.
Yeah. So you talked about bringing more contractors together, especially minority and women contractors.
Yeah.
I know one of the big deals has been the Missouri side versus the Kansas side. And what I think that we want to project today, which, for me, I feel good because I represent both sides.
Right.
And I love the fact that now we're talking and we're having conversations about there is so much over there that no one would come over and take it from somebody else.
Right.
We have to, we have to express that there is so much over there that no one would be without if everybody worked together and they built capacity. We could do a lot for a very long time.
Kim, you're so right. There's enough opportunity everybody can eat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And no one entity can do it all.
Yeah.
Nor would I want them to do it all because then others wouldn't have that opportunity. But because there's so much opportunity, we just need to be strategic. And I think that's where we have failed in development, particularly in the Northeast area, but then also not opening the door enough, right? I don't know why that has been. And I think a lot of it has to do with the processes within unified government that are so slow. I don't know who's slower, Missouri or Kansas, KCK, but they're slow.
Yeah.
And I don't think they have to be.
Yeah.
So we need to be very intentional in how we look at our processes to ensure that development can happen. One of the things that unified government is doing now, I think they have a small business liaison or some kind of position that's supposed to have been posted and they're supposed to be filling. And I really hope they do because the mayor's office will have someone.
Yeah.
And I want those two working together to ensure that any contractor or any small business that wants to do business or expand a business has someone within UG that's helping them navigate through the process.
Yeah.
Because we don't have anyone that really does that.
Yeah. So I'm going to shift a little bit. You and I both went through Leadership Kansas.
Yes.
And one of the things you went through the year before I did, and then I went through the following year. I think you nominated me to go.
I nominated you to go. You went before me.
Oh.
I went after you.
Yeah, then I nominated you to go. That's what it was.
And there were some other people that nominated me too, but you were one of the ones that nominated. In fact, they wanted me.
That's right. You did go
the year before me, before you.
Yeah.
And the year before that. Like, I've been asked 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't do it until the
But aren't you
time.
glad you did?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the point I'm trying to make is what I learned being in Leadership Kansas is that how the money flows through the state. And one of the things everywhere I went, and especially when we were at the state capitol and we had the big, you go to the state capitol, you have the big meeting. And one of the things that I said everywhere I went is, you all keep talking about one Kansas. I said, you all do know Wyandotte
is part of one Kansas.
Wyandotte is in Kansas.
Right.
How do you raise the awareness?
We got to show up at the state level.
Yeah.
If you notice, many elected officials go through Leadership Kansas.
Yes.
And if they're not elected, they're people that are well connected politically.
Yes.
Or they're well connected because of the corporations they work for.
Yes.
Which is one of the cool things about Leadership Kansas. You meet a lot of movers and shakers that you would never probably ever meet. They're like
people that are barons and cattle barons. And yeah. Blew my mind.
Unbelievable.
Right? And I mean barons. I'm not talking these,
It's a bunch of well-to-do folk in Kansas and the rural community.
Yes.
but we don't do a good job of showing up.
Yeah. That's across the
And
board, though.
that is our problem.
Yeah.
I remember one of the reasons when I found out Leadership Cans existed, and then I went to look at who was alum, I couldn't even find hardly anybody from Wyandotte County that went. Then the ones that I did see that went through it, I was like, well, what are they doing? Now, it's benefiting them, but where is the benefit for our community?
Correct.
And that upset me.
Yeah.
Which was one of the reasons why I'm glad I went through it, because it taught me a lot.
Yeah.
And we found that there are rural communities that have put aside their agendas. They've knocked down those silos. They're working together. They just don't have the resources that we have.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, we got more resources than they do, and we're worse off than them.
Yeah.
So where's the leadership that can bring us together? And I couldn't think of one person. And I must have asked about 5 to 10 people. If there was one leader can you think of that can bring everybody together, who would it be? I couldn't get one person to come up with one person.
So one of the things that I want to throw out there, I got to throw my plugs out here. One of the things I think would be really, really great for Wyandotte. When we did our weekend in Wichita,
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I found that was missing in the urban city was the exposure to opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at all the construction work that's going around and the highways and the bridges and all these big, heavy equipment operators, there's 2 places they get them from: the military and the farmers.
Mm-hmm.
We have young kids that graduate from high school and have gone through the simulation
Mm-hmm.
at Wichita State University
Mm-hmm.
that can leave
They've
school.
expanded that program too.
I know. And ideally, Wichita State could bring to Wyandotte that simulation so that we can have the same exposures so that you'd have more opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm throwing that out there.
No, but that's a great idea. In fact, you just reminded me of some of the programs that Wichita State does have that I was very impressed with, and their campus has changed considerably. So there's just so much out there that we don't know nothing about.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because we don't take time to get outside our box.
Absolutely.
Which is one of the reasons why I decided to go ahead and run, because I need to be that voice. And I need to be that advocate and champion for Wyandotte County. And because I now have a network, because of Leadership Kansas, and because of Kansas City Tomorrow Leaders, and because of Women of Influence, I can make those connections.
Yes. Yes, you can.
And so a program like that is easy to do. I mean, you've got K-State Extension that works with USD 500. Why couldn't we do the same? They probably do, but they just don't understand how to utilize it more or to the place where kids really are aware of it and want to flock to it.
I just found it amazing that in some areas, I think when we were up in Goodland, maybe it was Goodland, where there was a tech school right next to the high school.
Mm-hmm.
And so after their freshman year, sophomore year through high school, half a day is in high school, the other half is in.
I know, that was phenomenal.
Tech school, and they come out with an associate's degree, and so they could do
and
surveying.
There's more rural communities like that. I don't remember which ones because, we don't always go to the same city.
Yeah. Well, I know this one, I'm not sure it was Goodland. I'm almost sure it is because I remember Garden City is where the cattle were, the
right.
dairy farms and the cattle.
Tyson is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But this particular city, these kids were graduating from high school and with an associate degree, no debt, and starting jobs at $60,000 and $70,000 a year, 19 years old. Yeah. And they were doing surveys. I mean, they were surveying, and there were a couple of other different opportunities. So and all of that falls under what's going on around the country. Yeah. And there's a big need.
There is a big need.
One of the things I keep saying is the lack of exposure. Even in farming, there are billionaire farmers. And the problem is we don't get exposed to that. So, and then you do have a few Black farmers, but even with that, they don't get the exposure that they need in order to grow. So I'm really excited because you and I have had conversation for years. I mean,
now we actually get to do something.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And even for you, and you've taken Heartland to a whole nother level, but that was the whole plan, right? And I want to say this because I think listeners need to understand we all play a role. And when we as Black folks can figure out what our role is and just stick to our role, we'll be better off.
Yeah.
We don't have to try to do everything and be all for everything.
Yeah.
My role was build credibility, build that platform, lay that. We already had a foundation.
Yeah.
Just begin to build the frame of who we are as an organization and be consistent. We did that.
Yeah.
Now you could take it and put walls around that frame and start adding the essentials to that building, right?
Yeah.
So that once you're done with that part, then the next person comes along.
And it's getting close to time for that next person.
Taking it to another level as well, where now we're beautifying it and it's a place you really want to come into.
Yeah.
There are stages and processes that we need to go through in everything.
Yeah.
And when we can understand what we're walking into and understand what our role is and stick to that, we will be so much more effective.
Yeah.
And we don't have to try to do everything once and it's all we did or it's all I. And it can't be an I thing.
No.
It has to be a we thing because
Always.
you cannot do it by yourself.
No. Nope.
And I just hope that people understand how they can contribute with wherever they are.
Wherever they are. Yeah.
Because your role is significant.
Yeah. And and before we end, because we're getting close to our end time, but I want people to understand that being in the space of leadership, you're expecting the mayor or whatever leader to do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And the ideal is that we're going to go in here and we're going to fight for you, but you got to show up.
Oh, people got to show up.
If you're not showing up, if I go down to City Hall and I'm advocating for whatever, and it is for the people, and I turn around or I'm standing there and they're looking at me like, but who are you talking about?
Right.
Because nobody that you're talking about has showed up.
Right.
Nobody that you're talking about has invested in what you're doing. You are just another empty wagon making a lot of noise. And so the important part of what we do is about how many people show up, how many people invest, and then we have to invest in ourselves. We cannot
absolutely
walk in the door all the time with our hands out. It is not the responsibility of others to move our needle. We have to move our own needle.
Yeah. And so, you and I both met so many businesses that want us to move the needle for them.
Yeah.
And we just cannot do that.
Cannot.
As mayor, first of all, we also, and I'm not even going to say as mayor, but as leaders, we got to learn how to delegate too.
Yeah.
And you have to learn how to trust people.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you don't have that trust, what do you have? You have to take risk in trusting people with their talent.
Yeah.
But you got to be willing to nurture and invest in them just as much as you need them to invest in you.
But you got to know when to hold and when to fold and when to let go.
You absolutely do. And that's the name of the game in balancing all that.
Yeah.
But that's where you have good people, good relationships.
Yeah.
You can make that phone call. I can say, Ken, what you think about this? You know, in my experience, XYZ. We don't have to carry the load by ourselves.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so this work can be so much better if we are engaged and we participate.
Yeah.
And I just hope, I've become the people's mayor.
Yeah.
And I love that. And so it's not just a call on me, but it's a call on the people.
Yeah.
And the people rose up, they voted for a leader that they believed they could trust and that will really, truly advocate for them. So that's what I'm going to deliver on as their leader.
You know what's funny is I was the first person. My husband and I were the first ones to show up at the watch party. We were very
you
first.
beat me.
Yeah, we were the very first. And I remember maybe 50, 60 people were there.
Yeah.
And
then all of a sudden, it was like 150 or 60 people.
It was like 200, 300. I mean, we walked outside.
Where did they come from?
All the way, and I was like, where did all these people come? It was
amazing.
It was amazing.
Kim, 1 minute, like you said, and then the next minute, and I'm looking behind me, and I'm like, where did all these people come from?
Yeah.
I guess people were posting live on Facebook, and, you know.
I was standing on the chair. Me and Jermaine. Me and Jermaine was standing on a chair, and
And big shout out to him and Melissa because they helped me with my debate.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the Twin City stuff can work when we talked about that, and I'm not trying to go back to it. But collaboration, working together, supporting each other, regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
Like, look what happened with that.
Yeah.
And we blew that out the water.
Yeah. And again, this is the time.
It is the time.
I told you before from the beginning, you were created for a time such as this.
Yeah.
This is the time for all of us to set aside any differences, any discomforts, or even any mistrust and figure out how do we build this bridge, because we can spend time holding on to old grudges and
time out for that.
And still be in the same place, or we can find that bridge, look at our common mission, because if you sit down and talk to everybody, we all have the same mission.
We do. We want to live in a safe place, that's viable for growth and prosperity.
Absolutely.
Like, that's the common goal, love. And, I'm going to really push love thy neighbor.
Come on now.
Within Wyandotte County, because our community is made up of rich neighborhoods.
Oh, absolutely. Your community is number 2 in diversity in the nation?
Oh, yeah.
Number 2.
We have a huge immigrant population and 65 different languages spoken in one school district.
Yeah.
So we've got so much working for us. My job is just to make sure that we market who we really are and how proud we are as a community.
Well, Christal, I know my time is winding down. This won't be the last time you be on Straight from the Heart.
Me back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This was really just to, one, congratulate you.
Thank you.
On a campaign well run, well deserved, an election that you earned. You did not get this just by happenstance.
Yes.
You got it because it was your time. And
can we add, I want to thank Parker Advisory Group.
Yes.
Tammy Edwards and Melina Johnson.
Yes.
Phenomenal team.
Yes. I told them, I said, you know what? Y'all batting 1,000.
They doing good. I think I'm their first paid person that I hired them to do the work, which was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then the Dover group, they did a phenomenal job with our digital media. So I got to give big shout out. And my campaign manager, Frank Ramirez.
Please don't leave Frank out. Frank will be calling me, talking about, y'all didn't call my name.
Sweetie. No, we love Frank
He's
Ramirez.
a good guy. He really is a good guy. But I'm looking forward to the work that we're going to do together. I'm also looking forward to 2026 being a phenomenal year, a change and a shift in the Black community, the brown community, and all communities. We have to get past these old hurts and figure out a way to trust one another enough to build our investments and then move forward. I'm looking forward to it.
I am too.
If there's anything you want to say to the constituents or anyone out here that's following us because we are on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Music.
Okay.
And I think we're going to be on Cascade and possibly The Call coming up.
Well, I just feel incredibly blessed. To God be the glory.
Uh-huh.
I need people to know that this was a God thing. And, you know, when we are obedient and listen for what God's plan is for us, wow, anything can happen.
You know you're a crybaby. Don't start crying.
So I'm very thankful to God, and I just want people to know we just got to keep on keeping on and do the will of God.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Well, it all, as you said, it was not done by yourself.
Nope.
I know you always talk about your family and your husband and all that they did to withstand. Going through a campaign is not an easy feat.
It is not easy.
And so they did a lot. And
they're my true champions.
Shout out to them.
To Mr. Watson.
Mr. Watson, Mr. Brian Watson,
the
my
Watson
cousin.
boys.
My cousin. I like to tell people that's my cousin.
I know, you've been saying that.
Anyway, I want to say thank you again for showing up and being on our show. Before I sign off, I always like to acknowledge my production team, AGA Production. They are phenomenal. If you have not heard of them or don't know who they are, if you've ever watched Bel Air, or if you saw The Girl in the Garage, which is a Lifetime movie, or the new movie that's going to come out on a new stream, which is My Cherie Amour. That is their first feature film that they did on their own, and you will love it. I love them. I love the work that they do, and keep looking for them. If you want to know who they are, hit me up. Everything that you see on Heartland, they're behind it. So thanks again. Hope to see you soon.